Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant, and today I wanted to take a look at Dual Universe as well as No Man's Sky. Now, Dual Universe is still a very long way away. You can see some footage running right here. You've probably seen something about it over the previous month or so. It was announced and revealed at E3. No Man's Sky, on the other hand, is due very soon. But for now, let's start talking about Dual Universe. So, what is it? Well, as you can see here, it's a bit of a building and crafting game, not that unlike Space Engineers perhaps in many ways. It has got full planetary landings here. You can see it is completely seamless from planetary surface to planetary surface, or even docking in between at various space stations. Now you can build your own space stations like this one here, and you can also build your own ships. It's all built from voxels, but you do have other modules that you can attach to it, such as engines, cockpits, and things like that. And you can see here the trailer is going to show the guy landing down on another planet here. Now, the planets do look a little bit small when compared to other games such as Elite Dangerous, but they're by no means much smaller, it would appear, than something like No Man's Sky. Quite recently, the developer behind this game, Novaquark, released a 10-minute gameplay video showing off a bunch of the aspects and gameplay within Dual Universe. It was stressed quite a few times though that this should be seen as pre-alpha gameplay, or in fact pre-alpha tech demo. But nonetheless, it does look pretty impressive. Here, this forest is procedurally generated. In fact, from what I understand, the entirety of the planets are also procedurally generated, and that does seem to be something that is quite essential when it comes to generated entire planets. Creating some of these by hand would be an impossible task. Up there in the distance and near the moon, you can see a space station, and the guy does fly up to that in a bit. And as I mentioned earlier, players do have the ability to construct stations just like that. The one here in the clip is 8 kilometers in size, so you can certainly create large structures. And as you can see here, you can dig out the ground and gather resources, and then use that to construct various other items. And there, I believe, is some type of ore deep underground. As I said, when you build things, they're basically constructed from voxels, but you can use prefabricated items as well, which have a much nicer appearance and can give more of a stylized look to the things you're building. Now, I'm going to admit here that generally I'm not really into building games like this. I really do like the look of Space Engineers. I've tried to get into it many times before, but really, building just doesn't seem to be my type of thing. But that said, both Space Engineers and Dual Universe here do look to be fantastically crafted games. Very, very impressive stuff. And if you like flying around in space, then I can see there's certainly something here for anyone who enjoys doing that. One of the most interesting things about Dual Universe though is the fact that it all carries out on a single server. Anyone who plays the game will be in the same world as everyone else. There's no shards, there's no different servers to log on to, everything carries out in one place. And the developer goes on to talk about how that is going to make for some very interesting political dynamics and some great economy, and that's something I certainly am looking forward to. If a game like that can be built on top of an engine like this, then it's certainly something I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on indeed. And over the coming weeks and months, Novaquark should be releasing some more videos and some more information on this game. And whilst it's not due for release until 2018, that allows plenty of time to observe how this game is going to develop. Coming much sooner than that though is No Man's Sky. Now this is one of the most hotly and highly anticipated games of the year, and it's got a lot of hype to live up to. But for me, this is a game I've been watching right since day one. I was watching this back when it was a PC-only game, way before it was announced for PlayStation 4, and before all the hype about it started to come along. And of course, if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll certainly know by now that I'm heavily into exploration-based games. I love anything like that, and to be honest, there's not a whole lot out there that can meet that type of gameplay. But No Man's Sky certainly looks like it will meet that and exceed that. I've got no doubt about that. But as to whether or not it'll get repetitive, the date's still out on that. But of course, there's many other things you can do in this game, from trading to crafting to full-on combat. I've seen quite a few people say that they're not particularly enamoured by the graphical style of this game, and I can understand where they're coming from, but for me it is very much a part of the appeal. Hello Games themselves have said many times before that the visual style here is heavily inspired by science fiction artwork, and you can especially see that type of thing on science fiction novels through the ages. And in fact, I grew up being enamoured by such artwork from the likes of John Berkeley and Jim Burns. There's probably not much that can be said about No Man's Sky that hasn't already been said before. But if you're a regular watcher of this channel and you've seen my Elite Dangerous videos, then you're going to have some idea of the type of videos that I'm planning to make here for No Man's Sky. Have no doubt then that along with how I felt prior to the release of Elite Dangerous, No Man's Sky is right up there along with it as my most anticipated games of all time. And I really hope that doesn't sound like I'm just trying to push the hype meter for this. It's got enough hype around it as it already is. And to be honest, Sony and Hello Games really do have their work cut out for them to manage those level of hype and the levels of expectations for the game. It's one of those games that is going to be a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and it can't possibly meet all those expectations. But nonetheless, I really do think it's exactly the sort of game that I've been waiting for and hoping for a very long time now. Depending on where you live, the release date for this game is going to vary. In North America, it's going to be out on the 9th of August. I'm not sure for the rest of the world, over that side of the world at least. And for Europe, it's going to be out on the 10th of August. And that's both for the PlayStation 4. Unfortunately for PC owners, there's been a bit of a delay for it. It's now not going to be out until the 12th of August. But for those of you that have got both systems like myself, I could well be purchasing the game for both systems. So plenty of space games incoming, one not too far away now, and very much looking forward to seeing how the others such as Dual Universe turn out. For now though, that brings me to the end of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.